Okay, for your storybook, you want to make sure that you can create an interesting story that has to do with slope. So something getting steeper, a flat surface, something increasing, something decreasing. You could say like 2 feet every 5 minutes, something like that. Use specific slope words within your story. I like this story. It is a very, very funny story. So make your cover page and put your name and everything at the bottom. Every page has to have a picture, so the more pages you make, the more pictures you have to draw, and they have to be colored as well. You only have to have 3 graphs though. So however many pictures you draw, however many pages you make, you only have to have 3 graphs. So you're gonna do a little introduction. You can put a graph on the first page if it matches your story, whatever you need to do. But once you start talking about in this one, you can go read this one on Schoology. They drew these little graphs here. So they were on a hike and everything was going fine. They were going up a steep green hill. And so they drew this steep green hill that they were walking up. However, when you make that graph, you need to label your X and Y axis. So make it a literal graph. You can use graph paper and cut it out like you'll see on one of the examples on Schoology, or you can do it on your computer paper. So I'll actually do it on the computer paper. So make like an X and Y axis. This is your X, this is your Y. You can still use this hill. That is completely fine. You can still draw your pictures around this graph. You draw your little bear attack here. So they were walking across, and then they went up a steep hill, and then that flat surface was at the top. So they have their little trees at the top, and then their trees at the bottom. So you can draw the picture with the graph, and then you got your bear attack over here. And then your labels, if you're going up a hill, that is going to be your height. So your label is going to be feet or meters or inches, whatever you would like to label it. I'm going to call this feet, and I'm just going to label a couple points. So it's a really steep hill, so I'm not going to say that's 5 feet. I'll count by fives. So this can be 5 feet, 10 feet, 15, 20, 25. So my trees right here are almost 10 feet tall. So little baby trees right now. And so the top of the hill is 25 feet up into the air. And when they're walking, time is passing. So you have whatever you want to count by. 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5, and 6. So these would be my seconds or my minutes. However you want to label, whatever you're talking about. If you're not talking about time and feet, maybe you're talking about money and hours you go to work. Maybe you're working. Maybe your story is about a job and how much you make every hour. That's one of your graphs. Whatever you need to do for that, you're going to have 3 graphs. So you can draw your picture within your graph. But talk about it within your story somehow. They were walking or driving or riding their bike 10 miles an hour. So their slope would go up 10 over 1. However you want to connect your graph to your story or connect your story to your graph, whatever you'd like to do for that. So make sure you have at least 3 graphs, and then every page you write on, you need to make a picture on every single one of those. You don't have to be an artist. If your picture is a little stick figure, I have 2 little stick figures walking up this hill. That is fine. I do not have to be an artist to be able to draw these pictures. Make your story fun and exciting. Don't just say, oh, I walked up a hill, it was 3 feet tall. I walked up a foot every minute, and then I walked down the hill and I fell in a hole. Like, make your story creative and fun. Follow the directions on your rubric page, and it'll walk you through exactly what you need on each page.